Alrighty, everybody, welcome back again tonight for our second race of the day. We have our Gnosis Division 1 group here in China for round 4 out of 12. Group of talented drivers. We have 18 drivers on the grid today. I believe 19 if... Not exactly sure if F1 Paulie D was able to join in. Let me just take a double check. If not, gosh, I have to go through all the whole screen. Alright, just in case. But yeah, it should be a total of 19 drivers here in China. And looks like Louis may have actually left the session. Let me see if I could send him an invite as well. Everybody's just dropping out like flies. Apologies, just making sure on the Discord chat if anybody needs an invite. Alright. So yeah, like I was saying, round 4 here in China. Looking forward to seeing this group. 19 drivers on the grid today. 28 laps around Shanghai, China. And if I'm not mistaken, it is a total of 16 corners. Right-handers, we have 9 of them. Left-handers, 7 of them. Track length about 5.451 kilometers. DRS zones, 2. We have 2. One of them is from turn 13 to 14, and then the second at the start-finish straight. So we'll be seeing a majority of the overtakes happening there, as we saw in Tier 2. Tier 2 had a phenomenal race as well. Those who are watching in right now, feel free to like and subscribe and have a view of our Tier 2 race from earlier today, and as well as our Tier 1 race on Saturday. But we do have a few drivers already putting in some lap times. Kema KTD putting in a 132.9. And I will take a look at our Tier 1 group with assists. Let's take a quick look at that. So fastest lap time in that race was a 135.3. I believe weather conditions. Actually, no. Apologies. That was on the race. Here we go. Qualifying a 131.6. So we'll be looking around those times. 131s, 132s, as we're seeing right now, is what we're expecting with our Division 1 group. We do have a few, actually no, only one new driver. I do want to give a good welcome to Code, who is reserving for us today. Looks like he has already put in a time of 133.2. And very curious to know what the weather for the actual race is going to be. We saw in Tier 2 we had a wet qualifying session. Dry race. Tier 1 had a dry qualifying and a race as well. And here for our Gnosis Division 1, looks like it's quite dry for the qualifying, wondering what it's going to be for the race. But keeping an eye on MK7 Hitch, one of our top 5 drivers in this group, putting in a time at the moment, has quite enough battery saved up to drain on that straight. I think I did see one of our drivers leave, so I will double check on the Discord chat just to make sure if you need another invite. So just feel free to ping me. But MK7 Hitch going around the final corner puts in a 133.1. Pushes himself up to P4 at the moment. And we do have original Pauly D expressing some concerns regarding his reserve teammate taking the Oscar Piastri seat from him. Fair game. You should have had that game updated. All right, Modern Chicken around the penultimate corner. Another great driver to watch. Do actually want to take a look at the standings for this group. So Modern Chicken crossing the line at 133.1, only 100th off of 50.07. So at the moment, we have Mac T, who's not present today, leading with a total of 111 points. Right behind him is Kema KTD with a total of 84 points. MK7 Hitch only a point away from Kema with 83 points. So definitely an opportunity for these two drivers to get some points, close that gap from Mac T. And we do have our constructor standings as well. McLaren's a total of 119 points. So Pauly D, the only driver today for the McLarens, and yeah, holding the fort. And right behind them is the Alpines with 102 points. So that is our drivers, T. George, and is he missing his teammate? No, that's Kema. Kema, there we go. So these two drivers are going to be representing Alpine today. Full-time drivers for the team, and yeah, exactly. Looking to make some points. But it does look like we have quite a few drivers who have yet to start a time. Joe Beef, Nando's Lizard, Original Pauly D. I'm not exactly sure what happened to Louis, who unfortunately retired from the session, or if not exactly sure if he requested an invite back or if he did join. It is quite difficult on this new game. Just the opacity on the names at the bottom is quite hard to see sometimes, but we do have Kema, who's actually started his lap. So a little bit of a track sector breakdown. So turn one where he just went over a long tightening radius right-hander. Very difficult to really manage that throttle and the braking at the same time. Keeping it really, really nice. Sector 2, a purple second sector there. Oh, and looks like, yeah, Joe Beef having a little bit of connectivity issues. So let me see if I need to send you another invite just in case. It says he's using his phone data now, so here's hoping that is strong enough to handle the game. But Kema on the straight, plenty of battery to use, has the DRS open. Alrighty, so Kema crossing the line, 132.9, sorry, 132.7, kind of glitched a little bit there. First time I ever see that kind of glitch. But really nice time by Kema, 2 tenths away from Mamu, who is in the pits at the moment. 15.07 and P4 currently. Looks like he is already actually about to finish his lap. So 50 crossing the line improves a 132.4. So provisional pole for 50 and 07 at the moment. We do have Andy, who seems to be up 800ths off his time. So Andy finishing up Sector 2. Looks like he is up 300ths now. Definitely has a chance to improve even more. A little bit wiggly on that corner. Very tricky corner. I think I've seen quite a number of drivers actually spin on that one. I do see that we have Jake on the YouTube live chat giving a little bit of a cheer for his friend Alex. Alex, another one of our great drivers, very consistent at times. I know last week he struggled a bit in Jeddah, but I feel like that was a bit of a rare occasion. But Andy looks like he is going to be going back into the pits, so it looks like not enough to... Wasn't confident in improving there. MK7 Hitch is on an hot lap. And I believe Modern Chicken just finished, was up 6/10, has moved Kemma down to P3, so Modern Chicken currently holding P2. MK7 Hitch crossing the line, bumping Kemma down another position, so MK7 Hitch now in P3. And I believe we have Mini Tony, who is on his hot lap as well, it seems. Actually, no. Actually, looks like he is. I do want to give Mini Tony a welcome back to the States. He was away on vacation. Now he's hit with a little bit of jet lag, but always ready to race, it seems. And no, looks like Mini Tony is going back into the pits. We do have Escargo, I believe Modern Chicken and MK7 Hitch are running out of fuel. Our only driver at the moment is Escargo putting in a time. He does have a driver ahead of him. I wonder if they see him coming up. Doing a phenomenal job to get out the way. Or to try getting out the way. There we go. A little bit of lawn mowing. So we do have quite a number of drivers on an out lap, so we will take a look at the track map to see who is going to be crossing the line first. But Escargo is going to cross the line, puts in a 1:34.3, does improve by a position there. And I also see that we do have Cannon Dreamer, aka Marky Mark, our fellow Dutch friend, on the chat. So big hello to you. And so let's see, we do have, looks like it's going to be Kemma, the first driver to be going, to be setting his lap now out of the drivers who were on an out lap. Although it does look like Alex up ahead did start, it seems, yep. Actually, no, it looks like, no, he's warming up those tires. I will say Kemma has definitely entertained this season. Definitely a driver to watch. Has finished top 5 if I'm not mistaken on every race as of now. Hopefully no commentators curse there, but So Kema's actually up 2/10 on his time. MK7 Hitch actually retiring in the pit lane. Wondering if he was satisfied with that time, but Kema has improved. Really keeping it consistent, puts in a 1:32.1. Modern Chicken looks like wasn't able to put in an even faster time, only a 10th away from 50:07. 50:07, I believe, is actually putting a time at the moment. Delta does say he is up 800th off his time. Actually put in a purple second sector there briefly. I wonder how this is going to turn out. Mamu also going around the final corner. Sorry, penultimate corner. So Mamu does improve, but unfortunately not enough to gain any position. 50:07. Who goes wide? Oh, goes wide and unfortunately invalidates. So that is going to set him up on staying in that first row, but in P2. We do have both Alex and PO2 setting their time as well. PO2 doing a really nice job to keep it tight on that corner. Improves a 1:33.1, pushes himself up to P1 right behind his teammate Alex. Crossing the line, puts himself right behind PO2 and in P7 at the moment. And actually, no, it looks like that is going to be our final grid. Our Manson actually in the pit lane. So, yep, looks like that is it. Let me just take a double check on the Discord. Alrighty, so our starting grid for round 4 in China, we have Kema starting on pole position. Right next to him is 50:07. Probably the best result, qualifying result I've seen from 50. P3 to the end, we have Modern Chicken, MK7 Hitch, Mamu, PO2, Alex, Andy, Yuppie, Code, T George, Joe Beef, Mini Tony, Kelman, Armet, and Escargot, Nando, Lizard, and F1 Poly D. So that is going to be our starting grid. Let me just make sure the message was sent. Yes. And oh, it's actually looking quite cloudy. It is looking really cloudy. Alrighty, so they do have a few minutes to really prepare themselves after qualifying. For those who are new to our league or watching for the first time, uh, just because of course nobody likes an instant ready up, but also gives, for example, admins, if in case a driver has left the session, gives them a chance to also join back in. Luckily, I think everybody's actually in, so that's great. I don't think Louis was actually able to take control of his car. But yeah, I wonder what the race weather is going to be. If anybody on the grid is actually listening in and can provide us some information, or for the weathermen, don't have to pay you salary for that. But it does look like if it's going to rain later into the race, I do see quite a majority of drivers opting for the hard compounds. That might be the reason why, if it's going to rain later. Alrighty, they will be starting off really soon. Our fellow lobby host Kema going to be starting it in a few seconds. Best of luck to all the drivers. Of course, we've seen how clean these drivers are at times. So looking forward to seeing them. I wonder if how Kema and 50, the two drivers in the front row, are going to do. Kema's going to have a really good start. Looks like they might be looking to be starting on the same strategy. But I also do want to mention that formation lap is off, so once the timer starts going down, they will be going straight into the race, no formation lap. So an extra reason to be extra cautious, just diving into the race. We don't want to see any collisions happening, especially with ghosting disabled. Alrighty, so looks like 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and off they go. Let me see if I can hopefully get all this stuff up. So you have a few position changes already happening. 50 and 07 losing the position to Modern Chicken, and looks like MK7 Hitch also making the move on Mamu, moving up to P4. And quite a lot of action happening in the back as well. Alex going around on the outside gets the move done on Andy. Kema actually having a really phenomenal start, staying ahead of 50 and 07 and the rest of the group. You do have T. George going on the inside of Andy there, gets the move done, although Andy not backing out of that. And a bit of contact right there between the two drivers of Andy and PO2. Oh, T. George a little bit wiggly right there, so Kelman is actually going to get right through. And that is a collision between, I believe it was Kelman and T. George. T. George losing a number of positions. I'm pretty sure he actually had, he had wing damage. Yep, looks like he has right end plate damage. That was the McLaren of Code, who looks like he lost a bit of traction right there and went sideways. But don't think any drivers actually got caught into that. Don't see any other driver with damage, but T. George looking to make a move on the inside, and quite a few drivers also getting through as well. So a little bit of a shaky start in the back, I believe. Code picking up a 10-second collision, a 10-second penalty for severe collision with Escargo. So yeah, a little bit of a rocky start for the drivers in the back. Modern Chicken, those in the front having a really good clean getaway. Modern Chicken and MK7 Hitch making the move on the inside, and Modern Chicken possibly making a switchback. No, looks like he's going to stay right behind. Kema still staying ahead, however, DRS is enabled on this lap now. So like I mentioned, DRS is going to be enabled 50 and 07 right behind Kema. 50 has the flap open, but I don't think he is close enough to actually make a move yet. Oh, Modern Chicken, not sure if that was a little bit of a late break or wasn't expecting the cars in front of him to slow down so much, but doing really well to avoid any contact and staying still in the same position, P4. And up ahead, MK7 Hitch getting past 50 and 07. Hitch actually opting for the medium tires. So definitely has the better grip at the moment. It is going to take those hard compounds a bit to actually kick in. It does look like we have quite the DRS train from P1 to P8. Was almost up to P10, however, Kelvin dropping back a little bit, it seems. We do have a McLaren of the McLaren of Code actually pitting. It looks like he may have received wing damage. And yeah, actually, it does look like our DRS train is going from P1 to P10, although Kelvin going back and forth on the gap there. So, up ahead, looks like MK7 Hitch getting the move done on Kema right before the corner. So phenomenal racing from these guys, honestly. P02 getting past Andy in the Haas. And it looks like we do have T. George, who is pitting as well. Probably to hopefully get that wing fixed. As we mentioned before, he did have that right end plate damage. So now T. George switching over to the hard compounds. Up ahead, we still have Kema on the back of MK7 Hitch. So very close racing. You can see it on the Delta, and you can also see it on the track map. Very close racing. Everybody still staying right behind each other. We'll say a bit of a rocky start, but has turned out quite well. So 50 and 07 on the back of Kema, who has actually dropped back from MK7 Hitch, it seems. Already out the... Actually, no, still holding on with the DRS, but Hitch doing quite well to extend that gap a bit. Oh, Modern Chicken almost going sideways right there on that exit, and luckily doesn't lose that much time from 50 and 07, although he does have Alex right behind him. do have PO2 who has dropped back from his teammate Mamu. However, Mamu does have those medium tires. Both teammates starting on different strategies there. Like all drivers within the DRS, but not close enough to make a move yet. Mamu probably the closest, however, still too far back. Ooh, it looks like Kelman almost running into the back of Andy and also picking up a 3-second penalty there at the same time. And like I mentioned before, it is looking quite cloudy, so I do wonder if it's going to be raining later on into the race. So our only driver right now is with the penalty is Kelman with that 3-second, the Yuppie hanging on right behind them. So I do want to look at position changes. So we do have MK7 Hitch, who has gained 3 positions, a phenomenal start for him. The other driver is losing a position. Alex Cargo up 2 positions. Kelman up 5 positions. Nando Lizard as well 5 positions. So quite a lot of action happening throughout the grid. Andy being the only driver who has actually maintained his position there. It looks like we also have a few Joe Beef fans as well. Big hello to you. Glad that you guys are watching. So we do have some action happening in the front, so I will turn to him afterwards, but looks like those hard compounds have definitely started to kick in, and Kemma possibly looking to make the overtake on this straight. Does have the DRS, but looks like he's going to choose to back out of that. Very close racing from these guys, honestly. It gets me a little bit nervous. But okay, Modern Chicken going for the move on the inside, side by side with 1507. Modern Chicken still side by side, a little bit of a bump right there, but I just see we had yellow flags. I believe that was the McLaren of Code in Sector 3 there. Looks like Alex Cargo closing in closer to the back of Modern Chicken. Still no drivers able to make a move. Woohoo! Modern Chicken going sideways. Alex, wow, very close to the tire of Modern Chicken. Jeez. Not sure how Modern Chicken was still able to hold on to that, but unfortunately not for long. So Alex getting the move done on Modern Chicken there. Whew. Cannon Dreamer, yes, that was indeed a code brown for Alex. Jeez. Man, wow. Great reaction timing, though. Andy going a little bit wide right there. Yep, he's still staying right behind. We are still keeping up with the delta of all the drivers here. Modern Chicken looking to be the closest one to Alex Cargo, but not close enough to make a move. And that is the Mercedes of Escargo. And it looks like that is a safety car. So hopefully we can see from T. George's point of view, but it does look like... Oh, it looks like his car disappeared. Escargo possibly losing traction and just into the wall there. So this has honestly really benefited MK7 Hitch, who had started on the medium tires. And this is going to help a lot of drivers to actually catch up as well. Those in the back like Code, T. George, all the other drivers, yeah, they can catch up now. And looks like Andy has actually opted to stay out. So he did this last week as well, where he stayed out for an early safety car starting on the hard compounds. Is going to have a bit of trouble possibly defending those drivers with the fresher tires, the medium tires. Looks like we have a couple of drivers or a couple of new members in the server filling out applications. I will take a look once the race has finished. I'll give you more information regarding our participation. But if you are still listening, then big welcome and look forward to seeing you on track. And yes, Sporting Jake, I am the one who handles the applications. Don't know if you're in the server, or I know sometimes the YouTube names are very different uh, from the Discord names or the driver names. But yes, I am La Rodri. I am the one who will be getting you set up if you do choose to race with us. And yeah, working right next to me are the admins. And oh yeah, so Sporting Jake. Okay, Uncle Turbo. Yes. Yes, it's me. Okay, gotcha. See, like I said, you guys confused me with your name. Your name changes. Ah, that is right, Uncle Turbo. So you were. I do remember on your application you did mention that Alex did invite you over to the league. So big welcome, and we look forward to seeing you improve. I know no traction control is quite tricky, but I'm sure Alex could give you a few pointers. Alrighty, so they are waiting for the McLaren of Code to catch up. Doesn't look like safety car is in yet. Looks like it's going to go for another lap. Still waiting on code there. So again, Andy is with those 9-lap-old hard compounds. Everybody else behind him with those fresh tires. And Infant Eater 91. We do appreciate you appreciating our rule book. We do take clean racing really seriously, so yeah, of course, incidents may happen here and there. We do have stewards to look over it who abide to the rules that apply in both real life and in our league. So yeah, of course, our main focus is to keep it clean, keep it competitive at the same time. So yeah, don't worry. I'll be looking at your application tonight after our races once we handle everything else. Yep, I do agree. Unfortunately, open lobbies is quite a handle. I try not to really join open lobbies, but of course I do like to have some racing time. Fortunately, not everybody really races to race. Sometimes some people just want to, as they say, they just want to watch the world burn. But it does look like safety car is coming in this lap, and so Andy is giving the safety car plenty of time to return back into the pit lane. Everybody warming up those tires. I don't see, actually, I think I do see Modern Chicken pulling a little bit of a Kimi Räikkönen. Ice cold. So we will keep an eye on. We'll keep an eye on Kemma, who looks like Andy has actually already set off. Kemma's quite far behind MK7 Hitch, actually. And so Andy having a really good start right there. MK7 Hitch staying right behind. And oh, look, it does look like MK7 Hitch is going to make the move on the inside. Gets past Andy. And so Kemma also making a move on Andy as well. Gets the move done on the inside. And so Andy dropping back, or dropping positions, having a little bit of difficulty defending with those hard tires, those old tires. And oh, Andy, a little bit of a slip up there too. Again, losing another position as well. Modern Chicken going past as Andy drops back down to P5. And I believe we do have a bit of movement happening in the back as well. So DRS is going to be enabled on the next lap. We do have quite a number of drivers still staying close behind. Kelman has actually dropped back 1.6 seconds behind of the Yuppie. And it looks like Mamu looking to make the overtake on Andy. Andy's still trying to defend the position. Both of them side by side, and looks like Mamu is going to get that overtake done nice and easily. Andy's now under pressure from Mamu's teammate PO2. And Andy going wide now. And so PO2 is going to get passed up to P6, and the Yuppie looking to make an overtake on the outside, it seems. And contact between the Yuppie and Andy. So my gosh, Andy just dropping like a fly from P1 all the way to P8 in a matter of a lap and a half. So DRS is enabled. We do have Kemma on the back of MK7 Hitch, the top 4 drivers within the DRS of each other. And it does look like Modern Chicken is actually closing in a lot more to 1507. And I'm pretty sure that is Leebag in the live chat, YouTube live chat. I have to get used to your actual name. Yeah, cheering for Alex. Alex, as I say that, moving up a position, gets the move done on R. Manson. We do have up ahead 50 still on the back of Kemma. Leebag, I like your little emoji. Yes, yes. Oh, looks like we do have a little bit of a switch around with the teammates. PO2 getting the overtake done on Mamu with the help of DRS there. So big points for the Racing Bulls at the moment if they're able to keep this going. The Yuppie looking to make a move on Mamu. Goes for the move on the mid. Yeah, the Mamu goes for the move on the inside. Bit of a tongue twister. Oh my god. Oh man, I laugh at myself, so everybody can laugh as well. Mamu, yes, get. This is how you know I need coffee. Or tequila. Oh man, what a busy day it has been. I do enjoy watching these races, even despite that. Uh, yep, Lily bye, yep. Alrighty, but going back to the top 4, alrighty. Either that or a melatonin for a good night's sleep. Alright. So quite a few moves happening in the back as well. Kelman getting the move done on Andy, who is still out with those 14 lap old now compounds. And it looks like Alex Cargo looking for the move on the inside and has gotten the overtake done as well. We do have a couple of movement happening in the back of the grid too. However, I am still keeping an eye on... Actually, I will probably be changing over to Kemma and MK7 Hitch, who these 4 drivers are still within that DRS of each other. So Kemma is going to have the DRS off of MK7 Hitch in this upcoming corner. Does still have 1507 and Modern Chicken right behind him, and is deploying that battery, has that DRS activation. And so it looks like Kemma going to make the move, gets the move done. Oh, and I believe that is MK7 Hitch looking to make a switchback. Still fighting to the position, is most likely going to have the DRS. Yep, he does, and gets the move done, gets the position back from Kemma. It does look like 1507 is closing in on the back of Kemma as well. MK7 Hitch really in a good position at the moment with that strategy call starting on the medium tires. Safety car definitely benefited him there. So still really close battle here. Actually surprised only one driver has gotten a penalty, a track limit penalty. I think we saw a lot more in Tier 1 on Saturday. Looks like no move. Yeah, the 50 and 07 was closing in quite a bit on the back of MK7 Hitch. I think in the back we do have Alex Cargo getting the move done on Kelman. So Alex up to P8 now. I do want to take a look at the position changes. Looks like we do have Mamu getting past the Yuppie, who has now opted to pit. I do want to take a look at his tires actually. So the Yuppie on 7-lap-old mediums, now switching out of those. So the majority of those medium runners, they still have 11 laps to go. I mean, those mediums are not going to last, I think, in my humblest opinion. And if they do, well, they just got to make sure they don't get a puncture. But the Yuppie changing those mediums to another set of mediums, those position changes, I did want to take a look. MK7 Hitch still with that 3 position gain. Kelman up 6 positions, and Nando Lizard actually up 8. So a really good battle over here. Lots of drivers, lots of changes, and action happening. And it does look like the teammates of the Racing Bulls, Mamu getting past PO2. Is actually able to say Mamu easily, no tongue twist right there. And does look like Mini Tony getting the move done on Nando Lizard. So Mini Tony, despite being hit by the jet lag, still giving quite a battle here. So Mini Tony up to P9 now. And it does look like Alex Cargo getting past Kelman. A little bit of a switch around with these two for these past laps. And oh, Nando Lizard going a little bit too much on that curve right there. Almost losing it. Andy now picking up the fastest lap. Marky Mark, I like that. So for those who aren't looking at the live chat, Candy Dreamer says, we have seen Mini Tony. When will he transform into Big Tony or Goat Tony? He should have changed his name when he had his first win, right? For ERA and the Novices Division 2. Unless he's waiting for a championship. But let's see, the battle in front, top 4 still remaining the same. Lots of patience from these guys, honestly. Just waiting for at least someone to make a move. Kemma doing really well to save up that battery, and MK7 Hitch as well. It looks like PO2 has actually opted to pit, so two position changes happening there. Mamu and Alex gaining the position. PO2 looks like he's going to come out behind of Nando Lizard there. Actually, looks like he is still pitting, so he's going to lose quite a lot more positions than I expected. So again, there are 9 laps remaining of the race. Don't know if 50 and 07 Cam and Meyer Chicken are going to choose to stay out. Ooh, 1507, a little bit of a snap right there. So position still staying the same. We do have, I believe, closest battle in the back is the Yuppie on the back of F1 Original Poly D. And yeah, looks like the Yuppie going to make the move done on Poly. Poly with 10 lap old mediums, the Yuppie with the fresher tires, and looks like the Yuppie might be looking for another McLaren to eat. And yep, looks like those drivers are going to opt to get out of those tires. I believe that was a yellow flag, not exactly sure where that came from, or actually it might be T. George? Yeah, not sure if T. George may have possibly outbraked himself entering the pit lane. We'll just take a look to see if his oh, with the Voldemort look. Okay, no nose. Jeez. So you have T. George, unfortunately not having the best race today, but still hanging on. We do have top four drivers still behind each other. And looks like that is a yellow flag. I believe that is Mini Tony, who had a bit of a spin. Doesn't look like he has any wing damage there. Although, a little bit of a battle right there with the Yuppie. I don't think he was expecting him actually to be so close. But Mini Tony doing really well to let the drivers pass while he tries getting that control back of his car. But up ahead, looks like we do have Kema going side by side, 50 and 07. 50 and 07, not sure if there was contact, but 50 going wide, and through goes Kema. We do have a couple of action happening in the back as well. If I don't catch everything, I apologize. Looks like we do have a bit of a switch around with Louis and Code. And Code picking up a 10-second penalty now for speeding in the pit lane and is going to unfortunately retire from the session there. So very unlucky on his first race with us, but hopefully he has a better race next week in Spa. But Modern Chicken now closing in on the back of 50 and 07, getting the move done, has a DRS open. Has used up quite a bit of battery. Kema still staying on the back of MK7 Hitch. And actually looks like Modern Chicken has dropped back from Kema and MK7 Hitch. Now 1.2 seconds behind Kema. 50 and 07 trying to get that position back. Doesn't look to make the move yet, although possibly hoping Modern Chicken to go a bit wide right there, but slotting right behind, staying right on the back of Modern Chicken. And oh my gosh, that is the McLaren of Code who retired in the pit lane. So and T. George actually getting the fastest lap at 135.7. So still making his mark despite having a bit of a rough race today. Let's see, we do have 15:07 getting the move done on Modern Chicken. So 6 laps remaining, including this one. Kemma 50, Modern Chicken still with those 13-lap-old mediums. Lots of drivers actually choosing not to go that far with those tires. Alex now picking up a 3-second penalty. However, it does look like he does have a comfortable gap from Kelman. And Nando Lizard losing 2 positions right there from PO2 and the Yuppie. Oh, very close to the book of Yuppie there. Jeez. Jeez. So 50:07, dropping back 3.1 seconds behind of Kemma. Modern Chicken still putting a bit of pressure on 50 there, and looks like we do have a bit of movement happening in the back as well. Louis and Original Pauly D, T George making the move on the inside. Bit of bumper carts right there. Well, let's see, we do have Modern Chicken finally able to make the move on 50:07. Though 50 is going to get the DRS on this next upcoming zone. It does have to have a really good exit there. Looks to be making the move on the inside, does. And gets the move done. I will say I am surprised by how well they're driving, despite those old medium tires. So it looks like quite a number of drivers have actually opted for the 2-stop strategy, 1-stop strategies. I know some of them having to change their wing. But still phenomenal racing. Kelman up 7 positions, Nando Lizard up 7 positions as well. 2 drivers, I think, probably contesting for driver of the day. And only 2 drivers who have actually remained in the same position as they qualified. So Mamu and the Yuppie doing really well to not really lose out on any positions. Modern Chicken getting past 50:07. I think it's going to be a little bit of a switch around these next couple of laps with these 2. Oh, it does look like we have yellow flags. I think that is the Red Bull of Kelman. It is. Can't see yet if he has damage, although no, looks like his car is still intact. So might have just gone off on the grass there. And so looks like the medium tires are now dropping off for Kemma. Kemma, who was right behind MK7 Hitch within that DRS, now 1.3 seconds behind Hitch. So Hitch in a really, really good position today. 50:07, closing in on the back of Modern Chicken. I think it will definitely be a battle on P3 at the moment. if Kema wins, sorry, if MK7 Hitch wins this race, he will have, if you guys are unaware of our point system, we do have it in our Discord chat. He will be having a total of 120 points, and MacT will be staying with 111 points. So MK7 Hitch with the possibility of leading the championship. Still keeping an eye on 50 on the back of Modern Chicken. Ooh, a little bit of a bump right there, but no harm, no foul. I do think those mediums are already running off. 50, a little bit of a wiggle. And looks like we have a bit of movement happening in the back as well. Andy getting past Nando Lizard. PO2 was closing in on the back of the Yuppie as well. And that is Mini Tony. Unfortunately retiring or having an incident, into the wall it seems. And with only 2 laps remaining, no safety car there. Yeah, so that, wow, the game got rid of his car super quickly. So 2 laps remaining, Modern Chicken and 50 still battling it out for that P3, that 3rd place on that podium. Looks like we do have PO2 getting past the Yuppie. Modern Chicken still staying on the back of 50 and 07. And PO2 going wide, and the Yuppie using that to his advantage and getting past up to P7 now. And it looks like that is the Racing Bull of Mamu, who is missing his left end plate. Not exactly sure if there was any contact or what exactly happened there, but unfortunately Mamu with that wing damage does have a really good gap, 12 seconds ahead of P7, so can secure that P6 still. Still on the penultimate lap, we do have Modern Chicken still on the back of 50 and 07. Looks like he is going to be making that move done. So it looks like MK7 Hitch has secured that win for today. Definitely has to make sure he still keeps it consistent though on this final lap, but it does look like the main battle will be for P3, as we mentioned before. And Nando, I just realized you said you disconnected last lap. I can send you another invite, however, it is the final lap, and it looks like your AI has chosen to pit. That is quite disappointing. Ooh, 50 having a bit of a struggle there. And now dropping out of the DRS, he is now under pressure from Alex, who does have that penalty though. And I think that was 50 going onto the grass, losing another position. He does still have Alex with that 3 seconds, so he can probably still secure a P4, but according to the Delta, he is dropping back a little bit. But we do have MK7 Hitch crossing the line for the win. Kema falling right behind as well for P2. And it does look like Modern Chicken is going to secure that P3 finish. And very unfortunate for 1507, who is dropping back even more. So Alex finishing P4, and we do have a little bit of a battle, I guess, right back here as well. PO2 and the Yuppie. Looks like the Yuppie having the better hand there, and oh, does look like PO2 had a bit of a snap. Yuppie having to react there. Yeah, so both the Racing Bulls finishing P6 and P7 are a really good race for them. And so looks like this is going to be our final grid. Louis on the back of R. Manson. Not exactly sure what that was. And that's actually 50 and 07. What it actually was a puncture on his tire, 80% wear on his tire. So no wonder he was dropping so many positions. Very unfortunate for him. I did say it was quite a high risk to extend those medium tires. Honestly, they did a phenomenal job. Very unfortunate though for that puncture. Alrighty, but our final grid. So on podium, we have MK7 Hitch for the win. Sharing the podium with him is Kema, KTD, and Modern Chicken. This will be pushing MK7 Hitch, and I believe Kema as well, up ahead of Mac T in the standings. In P4 all the way to the bottom, we have Alex Cargo in P4, 50 and 07, P5, Mamu P6, PO2, P7, the Yuppie P8, Andy P9, Joe Beef P10. So that is our top 10 drivers. The rest who will also finish and will also be getting points. That is T Jordan P11, Pauly D in P12, Nando Lizard P13, R. Matson P14, Kelman, Louis, Mini Tony, and unfortunately our two DNFs, Code and Escargo. But phenomenal race. We will be in Spa next week. Let me just take a break. Yeah, we do have our Gnosis Division 2 group in on Wednesday. And starting week 5, we do have our Tier 1 on Saturday. And then we'll be back here on Monday with our Division 1 group of Gnosis and our Tier 2 group. So, phenomenal race. Was very enjoyable to watch. Rough start, I will say, but other than that, everything else was great racing. We will be catching you guys on Wednesday, and if you don't watch our Gnosis Division 2 group, that's alright. We'll catch you guys for the next week. But have a great night, great morning, great evening, wherever you guys